I'm Steve Turano. Welcome to Ask a Real Expert. 420 Yeoman asks, Hey Steve, I'm 6 feet tall, I'm 194 pounds, I'm at about 12 to 14% body fat. He says, I'm interested in getting down to about 7 to 8% body fat because I have a photo shoot. The problem is, he says, I do manual labor and I need my carbohydrates for energy. Hey, don't we all? He says, but let me ask you, how do I lose additional body fat if I still have to eat carbohydrates? Well, Yeoman, remember this. Fats, proteins, and carbohydrates all have calories. So if you were to cut out any one of those, you'd lose weight. But the problem is, if you cut out carbohydrates, like you said, you end up having no energy. This is especially true if you do manual labor. Then, if you work out, then you got no additional energy from the carbohydrates to recover and build muscle. And this is the problem when bodybuilders or other guys or women go on low-carb diets. Okay, they lose body fat, absolutely, but they lose muscle because, again, the carbohydrates are what is utilized by the body to make the protein to force it to build new muscle. And then without carbohydrates, your body says, man, I got nothing to use for energy. Wait a minute, we've got all this additional protein. Let's use that. And then it goes towards energy and not building muscle. So how do you get rid of additional body fat while still eating carbohydrates? Simple. Cut out your fats. Number one, remember, fats have 9 calories per gram. Proteins and carbohydrates only have 4. So fat has twice the calories of proteins and carbohydrates. So for anybody interested in lowering their calorie intake, they should focus on fats first. And also remember, when you eat a fat, it gets saved just like that because it already is a fat. It doesn't need any conversion or breakdown. The thing you also have to remember is simply by eating a well-balanced diet but eating fewer calories. That's what people don't understand. Okay, we all can get thinner from eating less, absolutely. But how you eat less really makes a difference with regards to your energy level, your workouts, and your recovery. If you cut out carbohydrates, you're going to feel like crap. So rather than cutting out carbohydrates, like most bodybuilders do, just decrease the total number of calories you're taking in, and a big part of that can be done by decreasing the total number of fat calories you're taking in. In addition to that, you're probably going to have to do some consistent, regular cardio to get down to 7% because that's pretty low. It's pretty low to get to, and it's very low to maintain. Remember, when guys and women are training for contests, they're doing cardio at least once a day for an hour. And as contest and crunch time comes closer, their diets are getting narrower and narrower, and they're doing cardio twice a day, 45 minutes each time. So to get down to that shape, it's going to take some work. It's not just one of these things where you can just kind of hope and wish and not eat that and do a little of this. It's something that you or anybody else has to work at. So think in terms of lowering your fat calories and lowering the total number of calories that you're taking in while keeping the ratios of carbohydrates to proteins relatively the same. In other words, I like 50% carbohydrates, 30% proteins, and 20% fats for a normal diet. If you want to keep those ratios the same and you lower your fat to, let's say, 15 or a very low 10%, obviously you can raise your carbohydrates and your proteins from there. But that's what I'm talking about, lowering a well-balanced diet that allows you to incorporate or keep the carbohydrates, allowing you to maintain your energy for work, for training, and for recovery. I'm Steve Turano. If you got any questions, hit me at Ask a Real Expert on YouTube.